Full Velocity TV begins now.
All right, y'all, we're a little bit late and behind, but trust me, these guys tonight are not feeling any pain at all. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Full Velocity TV, live tonight at the Lanier National Speedway. It is 305 sprint car racing action for the guys over at HAR Motorsports. We have a great event on hand, a great car count. These guys qualified about 45 minutes ago and had to switch over guys into servers. We had technical difficulties on our end. We can update everybody. We're back out here live. We're on the backup rig. We'll talk about that as the night goes on. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We're about ready, set to go for heat race number 1 here at HAR Motorsports. Phil LaCasse and Todd Stanton on the call. And Todd, it's been a whirlwind of an evening, but finally we're ready to go. These guys at HAR, they've been great working with us. They were a little bit behind. We're a little bit behind. What we're not going to be behind on is action. Heat race number 1 on the Speedway. It's going green out of turn number 4.
That green flag is up in the air, and immediately the number 97 of Blake Heather to the top shelf of the Speedway. That big game sponsored machine flying by here. Looks like the other machine of the 15 there dropping down to the bottom side. The 15 being driven by Hayes. Hayes the third trying to work over the bottom side, getting around Blake Heather here. Cannot pull off the slide job down the back straightaway.
Can't pull it off. Heather going to pull himself out to the lead. That 15, as you said. Charles Hayes won here last week out. Looking at car number 59 of Trey Long. Trey, a newcomer to the field, out here tonight as well, doing really well. We're counting laps here manually like we do every week we come over to HAR Motorsports. But I believe already, think we're getting 3 up on the board. Blake Heather, he's going to lead the field off of turn number 2.
Yeah, Blake Heather leading the field here up on the top shelf of the Speedway. Hayes diving down to the bottom side. Looks like, I believe that's the number 60 machine that's starting to catch the number 59 of Trey Long. Long right now running in that third spot, trying to track down your leaders, but Brian Neff in the number 60 machine, he's running in that fourth spot, but meanwhile back up front, nice battle still going on, still waging war between the number 97 of Blake Heather and Hayes.
Hayes down low, Heather up high, racing for position. Going to be 2 to go here at the line at Lanier. 2 laps to go in heat race number 1. Heather having that, good run up high. It's Charles Hayes down low. Charles picking up the win here last week in the debut race for the 305s. Right now looking to find running room where they come off to the line. White flags up in the air. Blake Heather leading the field through turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, everybody's up on the top shelf of the Speedway, coming down the back straightaway one final time here in the turn number 3. It's all been Blake Heather, and he's going to do it off of turn number 4, picking up heat race number 1. The number 97 of Blake Heather, the 15, going to finish up second. That's Hayes. Trey Long going to finish up third, then Brian Neff, and we'll leave the rest up to the scorers here tonight. There's Hockley out there, and Kyle Ramsey in the 091 also out there on the Speedway. But again, the winner tonight here in heat number 1, Blake Heather.
Blake Heather going to pick up the win in heat race number 1, as you said, over Charles Hayes and Trey Long. Brian Neff, Kyle Ramsey, Chris Hockley, Shane Wexel also were in that field as well. Heat number 2 about to roll out to the racetrack for 8 laps around on the pole will be car number 04 of Frank Gonzalez, along with the 115 of Eric Tupper. Second row on the inside, car number 1. The one tonight being driven by Justin Howard and alongside of Justin in the number 19. That is Showtime, Shane Kelly. Row number 3 on the inside. The number 17 is Brett Rawls. He is flanked by the 81 of Joey Lamb. And Scheduled to start in the 7th on the field is number 99 of Tim DeSwart, but he is not going to make the call here. So 6 drivers out to the racetrack for heat race number 2, about to take to the racetrack. And while we're getting ready, set to go here, Todd, we may even pull up our heat 1 winner, Mr. Blake Heather, see how that racetrack was treating him. So we'll give me a brief minute here. Get Blake up on the horn. We'll drag him up into the waiting room, let him know he's on his way up, and we'll drag him into the conversation. Our heat number 1 winner, Blake Heather, is with us now. Blake, terrific run. Good battle between you and Hayes, who had the low side. So far, so good. Top shelf of the racetrack looks to be really good. Is that where it's going to be this evening, you think?
I think after this, the track gets a little burnt up a little bit. We might see everybody's everywhere else. I know my car was handling really well up top. I didn't really get a chance to try it on the bottom, but it looked like Charles there was able to make it work, and thank God he was leaving me that outside lane somewhat, because I was hoping that I didn't have to cross him over and goof myself up that way. But that was a heck of a battle between me and him, and we kind of touched there. It looked like he might have came up a little bit more than anticipated. It's kind of hard to see you with that wing on your right side there, but fun run, and it was really hard racing and fun. I'll say that.
Hey, it's not over yet, right? Still got the dash coming up ahead, and of course our feature event, 30 laps coming up here in a little bit at Lanier, Blake. So I'll let you get back down there, get that car test and tuned for the dash, and if I know you any better, I'm sure we'll be talking again before the night's over. Good luck there, bud.
Thanks, Phil.
All right, Blake Heather, Heat 1 winner, car number 97. Second heat is out to the racetrack, just waiting for these guys to roll off from the grid. Once again, Frank Gonzalez going to roll off from the pole in the 04 with Eric Tupper alongside in the 115. Second row, Justin Howard's number 1 car. Showtime Shane Kelly rolls off in 4th there in the number 17, with the third row being comprised of Brett Rolls and Joey Lamb. So that is 6 really good fast race cars. This is going to be an awesome race here, Todd, for 8 laps. And man, this one's loaded. All 6 drivers. I think this one could really legitimately come from anywhere. Strap in. These 8 laps are probably going to be some of the best we've seen all season.
Yeah, definitely going to be some of the best laps we've probably seen all season, making some changes here. Going to the backup system here tonight, and going to go to the backup system here for the next few days here on Full Velocity TV. Video card problems is the woes, as they did dial into the computer and realized the 2080 graphics card was completely dead here at Full Velocity TV. So we're to the backup system here tonight. Old Faithful here for Full Velocity TV. Meanwhile, their green flag racing out there in heat number 2. Though 4 of Frank Gonzalez up on the top shelf of the speedway. Looks like some of the top shelf starting to go away just a tad bit. Rolls able to roll the bottom there, and that number 17 machine gets a wee bit loose. Here comes Eric Tupper in that 115 machine. He's starting to fight tooth and nail. 3 wide coming through the corner. Eric Tupper was in the middle there for a moment in that 115 machine.
Yeah, he sure was. Gonzalez was down low, and you got Justin Howard in the 1 car up high. Give Justin a lead this time off of turn number 4. It's going to stick those guys double wide back there for the second spot. Gonzalez in there. Tupper's 115. Third car down to the bottom is the 17 car of Brett Rolls. So these guys really getting after it good. 3-car dance going on for position number 3, but up front, it is all Justin Howard in the 1 car starting to drive away from these guys. He's got 5 car lengths over Frank Gonzalez. They've head back towards turn 1. We're halfway home.
Yeah, halfway home, and Gonzalez still in the midst of a battle there with the number 17 of Brett Rolls. Rolls trying to work over the bottom side, trying to make that work. Looks like Tupper now on the outside here in the 115. Looks like he's trapped there behind the 04 of Gonzalez. Gonzalez able to hold on to that second spot as he's able to get around the number 17 machine and still stay ahead of the 17 of Brett Rolls. Rolls just trying to roll that bottom in, and it doesn't seem like he's getting that forward bite. He'd like off the corner and not able to pull into the second spot, but he's able to maintain third.
Able to maintain third. We got white flag on the speedway. One more trip around the 3/8 for the number 1 car of Justin Howard, who is just going to lay waste to this field here from the 4 starting position. Car number 1 up there by 8 car lengths off of 3 and 4. Checkered flag in the air. Give heat race number 2 to Justin Howard over Frank Gonzalez. Believe we get Eric Tupper in for third. Brett rolls in for fourth. I think Joey Lamb fifth and Shane Kelly rounding out your 6 cars. So that is 6 really good names. That was a pretty good race right there, but you got to be impressed by that run of the number 1 car of Justin Howard. That was a really good ride there, Todd, and we'll see if we can't throw Justin in the conversation, but you got to just be, completely overblown by the way that car took off of the rest of this crowd.
Yeah, a lot of 305s is you got to stay in that throttle. You got to keep your momentum up, and I believe that's what Justin Howard was doing there, Phil, in that number 1. He was out front, he was large, he was in charge, and he could drive away from the rest of the field as the number 17 of Brett Rolls was battling with Gonzalez.
All right, well, let's ask Justin Howard just that. Justin, looks like that was really a case of keeping that momentum up as those guys really started racing hard. You had that whole shot move to the outside. That really paid off for you. Was that the trick out there?
That's kind of what I was shooting for. Like I said, I told these guys, you really got to roll that bottom, and I seen the leader kind of stumble, and I'm like, all right, well, one more time, and we're going to the top, and that's all she wrote.
So from now for 8 laps of the heat race and, of course, the dash coming up, what kind of changes can you make now between qualifying into the 30-lap feature we have coming up a little bit to make sure that car is equally as stout as it was there for those 8 laps? Because you really drove away from what we thought was a very competitive field behind you.
Yeah, believe it or not, I'm not really too big on making changes other than adding fuel, and we'll see what she has.
All right, bud, we got a lot of racing left to go tonight. Good luck, and congratulations once again, picking up the win in heat number 2. That's Justin Howard. Good luck the rest of the night there, bud.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, Justin Howard, heat race number 2, victory lane here. We're going to move into heat race number 3. The lineup already been posted, and here's the way they're going to take out to the chute. On the pole is going to be car number 33 of Torn Shirts. On the outside of the front row, tonight's fastest qualifier in qualifying, the number 38 car of Rick Gibson. The second row, the fastest car in our initial warm-up here, car number 111. The 111 is Cody McKnight. The 68 of Ron Piles will roll alongside in position number 4. Car number 20 going to roll off next. That is Sideways AJ Cruz. And rounding out the field tonight in the 333, that's Hayden Parsley. So we have 6 drivers strong, ready to take to the racetrack for what is going to be 8 more really good laps. Torn Shirts and Rick Gibson. That is a really good front row. Rick Gibson, Todd, tonight's quickest qualifier, put a lap down in the other server. I believe that was like a 13.1 something. So that car was absolutely flying. He got fast time tonight by well over a tenth. I know Cody McKnight came in and backed that one up here in the second server once we got things switched over. But look for Rick Gibson. He's going to be really quick, and I think having the outside lane, that may be the preferred way around here. As we get ready to set and go off turn number 4, we're going to get green flag up in the air.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go one more trip around the speedway here, Phil. They're still on their pace speed as they flash by that start-finish line here at Lanier Speedway. Just waiting to see what these guys are going to do. We know we all got a favorite out there, so let's see who you're rooting for them out there on Facebook Live, YouTube, or even Twitch for that matter. Remember, star donations ongoing. Winner of the top star donations this week will win a Full Velocity t-shirt courtesy of Full Velocity TV. So get in on that star donations. Keep on donating. Thanks to everybody out there. Green flag is in the air, and we're racing down into turn number 1. And man, what a start by the 33 of Torn Shirts.
I think he kind of knew that Rick Gibson was ready to go. Torn got that thing darted out to the race lead. Gibson now going to have to roll back to the bottom of the racetrack, and we'll have to see if that pass for the first time tonight can be made around the bottom. As you know, we're going to be 2 laps in here already off of turn number 2, but give that lead to Torn Shirts. Rick Gibson right there in second. Good race going on behind them for third between Cody McKnight and Ron Piles on the 68. It's a little bit behind the lead, but that's a really good spirited race. They're side by side locked in for third off of 4.
Yeah, great battle going on for that third spot. Piles going to do a slide job maneuver on Cody McKnight. McKnight dials back down to the inside. High-low switch maneuver. Again, Piles again down to the bottom. Let's see if he's going to be able to get around McKnight. McKnight stays in the throttle, able to stay in the third, but here comes Piles once again, funneling back down to the inside. Slide job on the 111 of Cody McKnight. McKnight back to that 4th spot, but he's not going to settle for that, Phil. He's going to pull a slider of his own and move it into third.
Man, who said you couldn't throw sliders in the 305s? These guys are eating their words now as McKnight and Piles are putting on a clinic here. We got 3 laps remaining in heat race number 3, the final heat of the night. Right now up front is Torrin Shirts over Rick Gibson with that battle for third. Looks like for the time being is going to be won by McKnight, but that was awfully fun to watch. Those guys do sliders about 3 or 4 laps, but this time off of turn number 4, it is going to be Torrin Shirts in. Now caution on the speedway, caution flag. Spinner at the back of the field, and I'm not exactly sure who that was rolling away slow. It was a 33 of Torrin Shirts. Todd, he spun himself out of the race lead. So Torrin going around from what was going to be a drive to the win. A mistake there puts him around. He's going to have to roll to the back of the field. It's going to hand the lead to Rick Gibson. It's going to put Cody McKnight up to second, Piles up to third. I believe off of this time off of turn number 4. We're going to get back to green flag racing with 2 laps remaining.
Yeah, it's going to be rather interesting to see what happens here as they're restacked and repacked. Single file the way of the land here. Heat race number 3. Again, scoring and timing not available for us. We are in a practice session. Looks like they're going to take one more pace lap around Lanier Speedway. Again, want to remind our viewers, want to thank all of our viewers for staying with us throughout this whole week, Phil. It's been a trying week here for Full Velocity TV. Again, we're to our backup machine, so you can share the link, and hopefully we will not have any more of the same problems there, Phil. Is glad to be back to Old Faithful here. The video card fried in the other main machine, so we're going to get that fixed. And we'll be back up and running with the main machine with the great graphics that has. So we'll wait. We got Old Faithful. We're going to race really hard with Old Faithful and get everybody's show in. And no more, Phil. Hopefully no more. And you're hearing me knock on wood right now. Hopefully no more issues with it quitting in the middle of streams.
Yeah, that wasn't good for any of us involved there. So we're ready to lock and loaded here. Next time around, we're going to go back to green flag racing and put heat number 3 in the books. And that'll get set to move into what I believe is going to be a 6-car dash. So we're set to go off of 4. Rick Gibson going to lay back into it. Green flag going to go out to the field. Gibson's going to lead McKnight into turns number 1 and 2. Here comes the 68 of Piles. He's going to waste no time trying to slip to the inside. Good battle there for second. McKnight going to slam the door shut. White flag on the field.
White flag on the field. Good battle going on for that second spot as Rick Gibson checked out on the field down the back straight away. Cody McKnight holds on to position number 2. 3 wide there for a battle for third. Doors, and man, it's going to be a race to the line. It looks like McKnight going to be able to take that second spot away from the 68 of Piles. There was a lot of things going on throughout that whole field there, Phil. And man, it is going to be Rick Gibson, Cody McKnight, and Ron Piles, your top 3 here from heat race number 3. Going to get prepared, restacked, and rebacked for the 6-lap dash event.
Absolutely right. And we're going to bring Rick Gibson in here as we'll talk to all our heat winners here tonight. And see, we can't get Rick pulled in here. But yeah, that was a really good race there. A good little green-white checker dash to the finish of that one. So we bring car number 38 in of Rick Gibson. Rick, terrific run. Fastest qualifier tonight. But, man, did you expect Torrin to get the restart that he did? He really bolted away there until he spun it around and eventually handed that win back to you. But, God, did you expect that move at all?
Honestly, I didn't. I know during practice he was running real well up top, so I figured that was the line to take, but you got to try and take chances and run something different if you want to pass them, so I just kept with the bottom, and I don't know, I just looked up out of turn 2 and didn't see him there, so I guess it lucked out for me.
Well, it certainly sure did. So, we get the dash coming up here, which we're going to see a lot of like we saw with the heat racing action. But think about 30 laps of the feature we have coming up here. How much do you think the racetrack may change between now and then? And do you see the bottom lane coming in at all where we may see 2-wide racing? Because so far, nobody's been able to complete that pass down low.
Right now the track's still pretty slick, so I mean, even with the dash coming up, I think it's still going to get some more wear in, and I don't know if we're going to be doing hot laps before the main, but it should be a really good racing surface and pretty much spread it out, so I think you'll be able to see a lot of passing and different lines be taken.
Well, Rick, you've been fastest here in Lanier all night long there, bud. Keep that thing clean for the dash and give it hell there in the 30-lap feature there, buddy. It's a great-looking car, great ride, and man, keep that thing clean. You got a pack of wolves going to be chasing you down from behind. Good luck the rest of the night there, bud.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Enjoy the show.
All right, Rick Gibson there. Our Heat 3 winner is Todd, we're getting ready to move into a dash. I need to get some sheets realigned over here, so I'm going to throw it over to you for a minute. But, man, why don't you take a minute there to give a shout to all our sponsors out there and our friends and, and tell these guys how they get involved and maybe win some free swag this week.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this week is Dash is getting prepared here. Phil's getting the lineup. Got to thank Spatafora Firearms. They've been on board with Full Velocity TV since the inception of Full Velocity TV. They came on probably just a month later. Got to thank also dirt-series.com, Pros vs. Supers. We do with them guys on Thursday night. Great guy, a bunch of guys over there to run with. And also got to thank Evil One Graphics. They're not only good, they're evil. And I tell you, he does a fantastic job, does Jim Revis, on each and every one of his skins. Also, to get involved here on Full Velocity TV, you want some swag, you want some Full Velocity t-shirts, you want a Full Velocity t-shirt, well, I'll tell you how. Top Star Donator here on Facebook Live, here for the whole entire week this week, we're running one of those competitions. The Top Star Donator will get a free Full Velocity t-shirt, courtesy of Full Velocity TV. We thank everyone and all of our fans out there, but we want to see the Top Star Donator out there. So if you like what you see here on Full Velocity TV each and every week, please donate with those star donations.
Absolutely right. Absolutely. Get those star donations in, guys. The dash is on the racetrack. Dash going to be 6 laps in length, and this is the way they'll come down to green. The 97 car of Blake Heather with the number 1 of Justin Howard. The 38 of Rick Gibson with the 15 car of Charles Hayes. The number 04 of Frank Gonzalez. The 111 of Cody McKnight. 6 cars for 6 laps. Off of turn number 4. They are on it. We are green for a 6-lap dash here in Lanier.
Green flag down into turn 1, and Blake either assumes his lead like he did here in heat race number 1. Rick Gibson running in that second spot. Third is the number 1 of Justin Howard. 1, 2, 3 are your heat winners, and that's the way they were in the heats. Right now it is Blake Heather. Then you got Rick Gibson, the 1 of Justin Howard. The number, I believe that's the number 15 of Hayes, starting to make some headway down on the bottom. Way down on the bottom, getting a little bit out of shape is Hayes, trying to get around the guys that are running on the top. So he's trying to pack in that bottom, trying to roll it in. He's trying to make something happen there, Phil, but Blake Heather starting to run away and hide.
Well, it really is, but if you're the 15, Todd, you got to try to make it happen here in the dash because you can't afford to ride up high and not know that lane's not going to be there for a 30-lap feature. So Charles Hayes trying to do just that. Not working for him right now is that top 3 able to peek away and hide, but it's Blake Heather running away from the field. There's 2 to go here at the line. 2 more trips around. Blake leading on Justin Howard. Rick Gibson is number 38 in there for third. Cody McKnight, the 111 there, Todd. He's up there racing in the 4th spot. Cody having one of his better runs we've seen in a long time. Charles Hayes, the 15, he's also right there knocking him the door.
Yeah, white flag out there, Phil, as these guys racing tooth and nail for those positions. And nice battle going on for that top spot. Blake Heather, oh man, what a race there to the line. I'm not sure who got that one, Phil, but it was either Blake Heather or the 38 of Gibson. And man, what a race back to the line, and we missed it, Phil, as I was trying to get to the camera angles, and man, just wasn't quite there.
Well, it was a photo finish, and it happened so fast that when I look back with 2 to go, Rick was back there racing with second, and, he had run down, 97 of Blake Heather really fast. So that was a really good race, and, yeah, I'm just like you, waiting for the dash results to be posted. It is going to go to Blake Heather. He picks up the win. Rick Gibson, Justin Howard, Charles Hayes, Frank Gonzalez, and Cody McKnight make out the 6 cars there. So that is your dash results. We're going to move into the B main. We have 3 cars lined up here for the B main qualifier, and that's going to be on the pole. The number 23 is Shane Lakesell, and the 69 of Tim DeSwart was scheduled for second, the 33 of Hayden Parsley was scheduled to go up third, but they have decided we're going to wipe the board clean of the B main. We only had 2 of those 3 cars in the pit area, so what they're going to do there, Todd, is they are going to move them right over to the A main. So we're going to get set go. These guys are going to make their one last adjustment, get their quick little warm-up underway here in a minute. But what we're going to do, we're just going to allow us to throw this thing trackside, pay homage to this greatest country in the world, the United States of America, and the playing of our national anthem. All right, we are back here at the Lanier National Speedway, the national anthem getting us started, guys. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Full Velocity TV. It was a crazy night right of the airwaves. We're back on the backup rig. If you followed us all week long, you know we have just had gremlins happening all week long with the new build, the power plant that came in about 2 weeks ago, and finally diagnosed today. The video card had just had some kind of decrepit issue to it, and that was the reason we were getting knocked offline all week with it, and it is going to be sent out and done for repair. So we're going to be back on the backup rig here for just the next couple of days while we get that all back re-implanted and under control. So we'll get back here to full song here real soon at Full Velocity TV. But we have a full slate here tonight, a full weekend and a full week of racing ahead. And you will be locked and loaded right here. We're not going to miss a beat, and hopefully without a hitch here as we normally would. So appreciate all you guys out there tuning in. Of course, our sponsors this evening, Spetafora Firearms, Evil One Graphics. They're not only good, they're evil. I can get that tagline. I like my partner Todd there. And of course, going to thank the guys over at DirtSeries.com, Dirt-Series.com. Had their Pro versus Super Late Model Series on our airwaves last night. A terrific race there. Won by the number 97 car of Blake Healer last night. I believe I remember right. I had to go back and watch that today, so maybe a little still bit foggy, but a great race there. Nonetheless, it was Blake Healer picking up the win there last night at Volusia, so that was a good race there. And got to commend my buddy Jake Keel for filling in for me last night. Him and Todd hit it out of the park, and it's almost got me thinking, maybe I need to take up the controls and let these two guys that know how to do dirt well, do it up in a big way. So we are locked and loaded, ready to go for 30 laps around Speedway here, Lanier National Speedway. So what do you say, Todd? We dive into tonight's starting lineup. On the pole for our 30-lap A main is going to be car number 97. That is Blake Healer. To his outside in the number 38. That is Rick Gibson. Row number 2, the number 1 car is Justin Howard with the 15 of Charles Hayes alongside. In the third row, the 04 is Frankie Gonzalez with the 111 of Cody McKnight rolling off from P number 6. The number 59 rolls off next. That is Trey Long, and alongside of him in the fast number 17, that is Brett Rawls. Fifth row on the inside for the number 68 is Ron Piles with the number 60 of Brian Neff alongside. The number 115 of Eric Tupper will start off next with the number 33 of Torrin Shirts alongside. The number 091 of Kyle Ramsey rolls off next, along with the number 19 car of Showtime, Shane Kelly. The number 20 joining us this evening. The 20 is Sideways, AJ Cruz, with the number 14 of Christopher Hockley rolling off the back of the field. And I believe shotgun, we have the number 81 of Joey Lamb, and also number 23 snuck in there late, Shane Lakesell, number 23. So a very healthy field. The race cars, I count 18 in the server. So I think we have 18 ready to go here, Todd, for what is going to be a very fast 30, we'll call it 32 laps of the feature event. As we know, these guys will take the green. They'll get themselves right in a proper starting position here, about a lap and a half, and then we're going to set sail for what is going to be an advertised 30-lap main event. It's going to show as 32, and we'll be locked and loaded here. 305 sprint car racing action. I think our buddy Jake's out there watching. Jake, hope you're enjoying the show like I did last night. It was a tremendous honor to listen to you and Todd go at it here back and forth. It was a great time had by all you guys. Guys at Dirt Series did an awesome job last night, as always, and looking forward to getting back there next week with all those guys. So looking forward to it. So these guys, Todd, the engines have come to life. 30 laps are going to go around in the 3 fastest cars here in Lanier this evening. We've seen Blake Healer pick up the win in the dash. We've seen Rick Gibson win his heat, fastest qualifier tonight. We've seen Justin Howard use that top lane to perfection in heat race number 2. You got to think those 3 are the early odds-on favorites, but don't count out last week's winner, Charles Hayes. He's going to start from P4. I think there's 4 really stout cars, and don't forget there's a hungry pack, a really good count. 18 drivers out to the racetrack. This is going to be a lot of fun. Oh God, it's really a who's who of the really good sprint car races we have out there. I mean, you got guys like Shane Kelly back there. You got Kyle Ramsey making a rare third appearance out here today. Brett Rolls, Joey Lamb. Don't forget about Eric Tupper is back there. I mean, we've got some really Torn shirts. How many times did you Torn go to victory lane on airwaves? There are so many guys back there that can realistically come up here and steal a win here tonight. So, God, keep you guys glued in right here, guys. This is going to be a hot night here. Going to be really nicely contested. The field locked in their proper alignment. So I believe off of turn number 4 this time, Todd, we are going to walk this field to green for what is going to be a 30-lap feature event. This one's going to get wild. I hope everybody's ready to rock and roll because it's about to get crazy.
Yeah, definitely about to get crazy here. These guys are restacked, repacked. Just waiting for Blake Heather to fire. He's going to take one more trip around the Lanier Speedway here, Phil. So it's going to be Heather, Gibson, Howard, Hayes, McKnight, Gonzalez, Rolls, Long, Neff, and Tupper. That is your top 10 here for this very, very initial start of this race. They're down here to turn 1. And coming off of turn number 2 right now, down the back straightaway. These guys are going to all let it hang out here tonight on Full Velocity TV. Can anybody stop the number 97 of Blake Heather? Heather has been on a rail. Heat race win, a dash win. Can he do a hat trick here this evening? Well, we're about ready to find out. The car starting to get antsy on the loud pedal. Green flag is in the air. And Blake Heather leads the charge down into turn 1.
Well, 1 lap late, but Blake Heather going to take the green. If you think of these guys in race control tonight, there is no pain coming from any of these guys out there, and I think the officer may be down there for tech inspection after the race, but we are off turn number 2 with Blake Heather leading the field, but look at Charles Hayes at number 15. He's already got it rolling up the inside. Charles Hayes is going to be a player here early on in the going. He's got the low shelf working, chasing down Blake Heather. Here comes Frank Gonzalez. He's rolling down low. 3 wide for the lead now off of turn number 4.
3 wide for the lead, and Heather starting to slip back as he was up on the top shelf of the Speedway. There is not as much grip up there as in the heat race or maybe even the dash. Heather searching for something different there, dropping back to third now. Meanwhile, Hayes up to that second spot, and we have carnage there. The 04 of Frank Gonzalez came into the corner, tried to do the old terminology, Phil. 8 wheels are better than 4 here. Through the corner, didn't work. Open wheel cars, not so much, as he made contact with the 97 of Blake Heather, and around goes Frank Gonzalez in a knot, and sometimes 8 tires do not get you through the corner really well, especially in open wheel cars.
Man, I've seen them done in full fendered modifieds on pavement, sometimes on dirt with the 8 wheels better than 4 trick, but I've never seen it work in one of these sprint cars or a midget or whatever else, the way those tires stick out, the high speeds, these light race cars. Frank Gonzalez, no worse for the wear on that one, so that's going to put us under the caution flag for the first time, now working lap number 9 on the racetrack. It's going to say 32 on the screen, so we're going to roll with 32 out there. Your current race leader is the number 38 car of Rick Gibson with Charles Hayes in for second. Blake Heather, Brett Rolls, Cody McKnight making up your current Fast 5. Ron Piles, Justin Howard's back to 7th, Torrin Shorts 8th, Trey Long 9th, Shane Kelly up into the top 10 at number 19. You look at the back of the field, you find Joey Lamb is back there. You find Frank Gonzalez off the wreck also back there. I believe we were supposed to have Christopher Hockley in the field. I don't think he made the call for the feature. I don't think the 333 did either. As we're underway, green flag is back in the air. Rick Gibson leading Hayes to the line.
Yeah, Rick Gibson assumes the lead once again there in that number 38 machine. He is over Hayes. Here comes the 17 of Brett Rolls for the 3rd spot. They're starting to make some headway in that machine as they're side-by-side racing action here down into turn number 2. And right now, Brett Rolls, meanwhile, trying to move into position number 2. It's a side-by-side with the 15 of Hayes. Hayes down on the bottom shelf of the Speedway. Up on the top shelf is the 17, side-by-side here coming into turn number 3. And off of turn number 4, put Brett Rolls to second.
Well, Brett Rolls wants to do the best he can as an announcer, but he said, you know what, I'm going to feel every good as bit as you as a driver. He wants to claim to be my other child, and, well, doing me well right now. The number 17 up to P2 over Charles Hayes. Can he chase down Rick Gibson, the number 38? Rick was the fastest car all night long through here in practice and time trials. Won his heat race going away, but here comes Brett Rolls, a surprise in the early half of the race. Brett, the number 17, he's marched that down to about 3 car lengths, and he's closing. Inside lane really is looking to come in there, Todd, versus what we saw earlier on in the heats, where everybody was migrated up top. Low side looks to be the place to be right now to make time.
Yeah, it definitely does look like the place to be. It looks like the moisture is starting to develop down on the bottom as the track starts packing in and you start seeing the black groove around the speedway. It looks like yellow flag going to fly once again. Phil here to bring yellow flag number 2 out there on the speedway. That's going to slow these guys down just a tad bit as Brett Rolls running in the second spot is starting to chase down Gibson. And Gibson's got to start getting worried there in that number 38 machine as Rolls was coming on pretty quickly.
Yeah, oh, he totally was. And I'm so impressed, by the way, Brett has run here early. Believe this one looks like Gil Torn Shirts may have got a piece of this one there, Todd, in the number 33. You know, Torn, you know, a guy we've seen him in street stocks, we've seen him with the pro late models and the UMP modifieds and stuff, but don't see a lot of Torn out here in these 305 sprint cars. They're a completely different beast, and I think Torn may have had enough here tonight as that car looks to have all sorts of broken front end parts to it. So Torn Shirts now going to be down there behind the wall a couple of laps down and looks like that race car no worse for the wear on pit road. So that's going to put us under caution here. We're already, 19 laps of 32 on the board, so well past the halfway mark. Rick Gibson has led the majority of laps. Brett Rolls up to second. Charles Hayes third, with Blake Keeler fourth, and Ron Piles now up into the top 5. Can any of these guys give Rick Gibson a challenge? Mainly Brett Rolls, who has really marched his way through the field and has really made a good name for himself here for the first half of the event.
Yeah, definitely. It's iRacing.com. Pace track down the pit road. Green flag is in there just as fast as I can say it there, Phil. The 38 of Rick Gibson leads the charge down in the corner. Side-by-side action for that second spot. Hayes down on the bottom side cannot do anything with Rolls. Here comes Rolls to try to challenge for the lead. Peaks down to the bottom side. Gets a tad bit loose there on the number 38 of Rick Gibson. Gibson now got a 2-car length advantage over the 17 of Rolls.
Sure does. 2 car lengths. You see Charles Hayes in the 15 now trying to peek to the inside lane, running in that 3rd spot. They are side by side behind him for 4th. Good battle going on there between Blake Keeler's 97 and Piles of the number 68. Shane Kelly's 19 also on the periphery of that as well. Good 3-car battle for 4th, but it's allowing Gibson. He's running away up front.
Yeah, Rick Gibson starting to run away. Nice 2 and 3 wide battle there between the 68 machine. You got to see the 115 of Eric Tupper starting to make his way up through Blake Keeler. Starting to, his setup is just going away in that 97 machine. Starting to slip back here at Lanier Speedway in the 305. So a different type of car. Shane Kelly making some moves. He's in the number 19 machine. He's already up to 4th. Look at Shane Kelly on the chop shelf of the Speedway with Eric Tupper close in the tow. Eric Tupper in that 115 machine. He's won a couple of races that we've seen there, Phil. Tupper, a man on the mission now. Meanwhile, battle for the second place rages on here. The number 15 of Hayes down to the bottom side. 17 Rolls up top.
Yeah, it's been a good battle there for that second spot. Hayes keeps peeking down to the inside of Rolls. This time, some contact. Rolls will be the slow man there as he gets knocked out of line and trying to come back in. He gets hit again. Brett Rolls was up there racing for the second spot. Contact between him and Charles Hayes. Brett Rolls now going to drop all the way back to the 8th position. Tough break for him in the closing laps. Rick Gibson driving away. Now Shane Kelly's going to take the battle of Hayes. They're going to fight for the second spot. Give it to Kelly at the line with 2 to go here coming at the line here next time around.
Yeah, almost 2 to go here. The 19 of Shane Kelly making some headway. He come way from the back there. Making that outside work, and that number 19 just keeping that throttle up and keeping his momentum up and going here. Able to move by the number 15 of Hayes, but Rick Gibson just driving off into the sunset. Last time by Gibson, just that much quicker than everybody else. 13.862 is Popsicle 6 go up in there. 2 more trips around the speedway for Rick Gibson.
2 more trips around, and this time he will see the white flag off of turn number 4. Rick Gibson trying to go on and dominate this 30-lap feature tonight. Second race of the season for the 305 sprint cars over at HAR Motorsports. They're in the back straightaway this time around into turn number 3. Checkered flag in the air. Give a 305s this week to Rick Gibson here, the number 38 fastest qualifier, going to pick up the win. Put Shane Kelly in for second. Eric Tupper going to steal away third from Ron Piles. Piles to finish up 4th. Charles Hayes, who had a good piece early on, He drops all the way back to finish up in 5th. Brett rolls in for 6th. Trey Long 7th. Joey Lamb 8th. Blake Heeler 9th. AJ Cruz in the top 10. Shane Lexel 11th. Brian Neff 12th. Justin Howard 13th. Cody McKnight 14th. Torrin Schurtz will finish up 15th. But Frank Gonzalez, I believe, rounding out our cars who started the feature. I think Hayden Parsley also made a couple laps in the 333. So 17 answered the call for the main event. And Rick Gibson, we had him circled as a guy after time trials to keep an eye on. Rick Gibson lays it to him here for 30 laps. He's our big winner tonight here in Langley for the 305s.
Yeah, well, definitely a guy to keep your eye on was Rick Gibson, and he was able to take down the win there. The number 38 machine, Shane Kelly, Eric Chupper, Ron Piles, Hayes, Rolls, Long, Lamb, Heather falling back quite a ways there from his first starting position there, and ended up 9th. AJ Cruz, and AJ Cruz rounding out your top 10 there, Phil. So a lot of different comers and goers here this evening, and Eric Chupper, another guy that came up through the field rather quickly and ended up in that 3rd spot, Phil. So I believe you're going to be able to catch up with the driver of that 115 of Eric Chupper.
Absolutely right. We come down here, and for a reason it smells like bacon down here, but we'll talk about that later. But Eric, congratulations, buddy. The seas kind of parted there in the closing laps, and all of a sudden you find yourself up there running P3 and almost contending with Shane there to run down the runner-up spot. Tell us about that race there, bud.
Oh, that was intense. Holy crap. Good job to all the drivers tonight, man. Holy crap, what a show. To be able, I got stuck on the bottom early, and I needed the top because that's where I planned on running. I wanted to be right against that wall. I like being up there at this track. But man, we had some cars get together in front of me, and it kind of helped me get by, and that really put me forward in the standings. That was a lot of help. Unfortunate for those guys. They had a good race going on. Brett was strong. Charlie was fast on the bottom, and it's got slick out there. Track dries up, and got a lot of pound time on it. So I had a good time. It was a good night. I feel very pleased coming home 3rd.
Absolutely. Well, you say you had the car set up for the high side. How surprised were you that the inside came in as fast as it did, knowing that, through the heat race and stuff, there was really no time being made down there?
Yeah, them guys down there on the bottom, I was like, man, Rick Gibson putting it down there on the bottom, and he was catching Torrin. Torrin was fast all night, and unfortunately, he had some bad luck this evening. I feel really bad about that. He's always a good competitor to race with, especially in these sprint cars. I know him and I had a good time when we ran the 360s here in the Ram Series. I think he took home the win that night. But yeah, just great racing here at Lanier. We had a good time.
Well, Eric, I know you got a lot of people out there watching, a lot of those you want to thank out there, friends, family, or sponsors. And I know dinners are cooking down there, but give us a second and give a shout out to all those people out there watching and all those who support you to get you out there.
Oh, God, first and foremost, you guys for putting this show on, and everybody, all the drivers this evening. We had some technical difficulty sticking around and with us so that we could actually put on a show and give what we promised for the fans this evening. But glad everybody stuck around and watched the race and run the race. And it was definitely a good show for the difficulties we had.
Absolutely right. It made up for it for sure. Eric Tupper, congratulations, buddy. A 3rd place finish. We'll see you again at Victory Lane here soon. I got a feeling. Good job there, brother. Keep digging.
Oh, one could only hope about Victory Lane, man. This is a tough group of guys.
You got that absolutely right. Eric Tupper going to finish up in 3rd, and he talks about a group of really good fast drivers out here. We come down here and we find nobody else other than Showtime Shane Kelly finishing up in position number 2. And Shane, brother, you had that thing digging up there and had to run to the low side to make a move up to 4th, and then the seas kind of part for you. You see guys bouncing off each other, making contact. You had to make a wild maneuver to even get around those guys.
Oh, man, what a crazy night. I tell you what, going out into it, I had my head in the game. I said, I'm going to ride this wall to the end. I did have to jump low to miss a few wrecks, but I had her digging on top.
So tell us there, if we didn't see those 2 caution flags, you really had a decent piece. That thing really looked good up high. Were you the guy that had anything else to say about running down that 38, who just seemed to be really stout here all night long? But was it you who you think had the best chance to get to him?
I mean, I'm not sure. I'd like to say yes, but I didn't get there till late, man. If I would have had a couple more laps to see what I could have did with him, I really was focused until I got to second. I didn't see what line he was running. What helped me was a lot of guys was going high to start in the corner, then dropping mid coming out, and I was just putting her on the cushion, letting that right rear ride that wall and take her to the front.
Well, that is how it gets it done right there. Shane Kelly finishing up there second. Shane, I know you got a lot of guys out there watching as well. Great bunch of teammates out there. I know I follow you guys all really closely. So for all those guys who will support anybody out there, friends, family, or sponsors, you know the drill there, bud. Give them all a shout out.
Yeah, to all of my teammates, Torrens running this series with me. He had some bad luck. He was running that top side too, so it was going to be a battle between teammates at some point up front if he would have kept going. Everybody out there watching, glad I joined this series. It's going to be a battle all year. I tell you what, after a night wheel in this car, I'm pretty tired. After last week too, that was a hell of a race too. I think the whole season you guys are going to get a good show from us on that broadcast, and you guys for putting on one heck of a broadcast. And my dad out there watching, he loves watching this thing, so I hope he got to see it tonight.
Awesome stuff there, Shane. Thanks for all you do for us, the support you give us, and for the guys over here at HAR. A great league, and can't say it enough. We're going to get more guys out there. Come be a part of us on Friday night. This is going to be a really good treat. 2 weeks in, there's only good things left to come there, bud. Thanks for being a part of it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, showtime. Shane Kelly finished up tonight in car number 19, up in position number 2, but only one guy left to talk to in Lanier, the fastest guy here in the state of Georgia tonight there, Todd. Rick Gibson's number 38. He's found you in victory lane.
It sure is, especially with a track like this. I was just trying to focus on hitting my marks and not let the guys behind me kind of brush me off of that. So it was definitely really fun. I really like the track and all the guys out here racing. It was a really good time.
As the fireworks going off in the background, I hit the wrong button, but they're trying to expose these fireworks going on, Rick. But a fantastic race, like you said, and side-by-side battling there for a little bit of the race. And then these 305s are big on momentum, and you were able to make it stick up on the top shelf of the Speedway. Was there anything left on the bottom?
Yeah, actually, that's where I found where I was most comfortable at, was just kind of rolling the bottom and just kind of easing on the throttle for how slick it was, and just kind of trying to hit my marks and do what I can.
All right, Rick, as accustomed to here on Full Velocity TV, the microphone is all yours. Thank you. I would like to thank here this evening. There was a lot of people out there watching tonight, so tell them what makes you tick and what makes you get here to each and every week.
Well, honestly, it's just running with this group of guys. I mean, HAR Motorsports, they put on a great show and a good group of people. I'm glad to see this many cars out compared to last week, so I hope we keep on growing, and I want to thank you guys for putting this on and broadcasting and overcoming the technical difficulties we had tonight. So it was really awesome that you guys were able to make it and we were able to run and show everybody what we can do.
Thank you, Rick. As we've done trials and tributes, and everybody else has been through it here tonight too, and able to go to the backup system and able to. We appreciate you guys waiting it out here on Full Velocity TV. Put on a fantastic showing, and hopefully next week we'll see more of the same.
Oh, I sure appreciate it, guys, and yeah, I'll try and do my best.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, picking up the win here tonight, Lanier Speedway, driver of the 38, Rick Gibson. Phil.
Yeah, that was an awesome race right there. Rick putting it in victory lane. And, God, what a great car count tonight over here at HAR on our Friday night 305 sprint cars. If you guys are out there hearing the sound of my voice live or watching this back later, there is no better place to be over here at HAR on a Friday night. They put up the practice over 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. Green flag scheduled for 7:30. No, we were a little bit late here tonight. Had some issues on the server end after the updates here with iRacing this week. Of course, we had to switch over to the backup box on our end as well with the video card going down. So we're a little bit behind here tonight, but appreciate all the guys over here at HAR, all the drivers that stuck with us tonight. And, of course, you guys out there are supporters. It all can't be done without you guys. Thanks you all for tuning in this evening. We got a great bill on the docket coming up here the next couple of days. We're going back to NR 2003 here on Sunday. We've got some great racing coming out of the dirt next week. The full schedule of events is going to be posted over on Full Velocity TV. They're on our Facebook page. Double features coming up here Sunday night. We're over at NR 2003. Todd and myself for the ECT East Coast Thunder. No Worries 300, the Bruce Fallon Memorial Race coming out from Talladega Sunday night. Looking really forward to getting over there and catching up with the gang over at ECT. It has been far, far too long, and to pay homage to an old friend of ours, Bruce Fallon, who took care of us here for so many years. And I don't think any of the sim racers out there in our 2003 side have any bad words to say. We'll be back over there 8 p.m. on Eastern time here on Sunday night. Of course, race number 1 for the Dirt Warrior Racing Sunday Showdown also on the docket here Sunday night. We'll have a team over there on that coverage as well, so stay tuned here. Monday night, back over to Renegade Raceway Promotions on Monday for the great weekly series at Lanier. We're over at the D1RT Clan on Tuesday with the Jackpot Modified Series. More Dirt Warrior Racing and Renegade coming up on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, back over to NR 2003. We're going over to Hobo Racing for a little bit of dirt racing in NR 2003. It's been weird to say dirt in NR 2003, but we're going to go back and do it here next Thursday night before finishing up the week right here live on Friday over at HAR Motorsports. A full week and stuff ahead. Full Velocity TV here on Facebook. If you want to get involved, drop us an email, fullvelocitytv@gmail.com. And, of course, don't forget, guys, about those stars donations on Facebook. Those go a long way to helping us get everything back up and running, especially having to put everything back in the new power plant over the weekend coming up. So got a couple of busy days ahead. So appreciate all you guys of tuning in with us here all week long. All our issues aside, we're going to be back here rolling in a big way come Sunday night. And can't thank you all enough. Thanks to the guys over here at HAR, for Piles, for Rolls, for Tupper, for our graphics guy, Mr. Martin Karch, our buddy Jake Keel over on the Full Velocity Radio side, stepping in. He'll be back on the airwaves here Sunday night as well. My buddy Todd alongside, who has just worked his ass off this week getting things back together. Bill Acassi are going to sign off all night. Thank you for watching us here live on Full Velocity TV. We'll see you back here at a big double bill this coming Sunday night.
Good night.